Hi, this brief video introduces you to Audacity, a piece of audio recording and editing software which is freely available on the internet. It's most useful if you want to send audio feedback to your students as an MP3 file. The first thing you need to do is to locate the Audacity program using a Google search. This should lead you to the Audacity page on the SourceForge website. Here you're able to download the most recent stable version of the program, which in this case at the present time is version 1.2.6. Depending on your operating system, you should then download the appropriate installer file for Audacity. So here we have the one for Windows XP, Vista and so on. So you should download this file. You should also download the optional download and plug in the lame MP3 encoder file. This is of course necessary if you want to export the audio as an MP3 file for emailing to your students. Once these two files have been downloaded, you should then work through the installation. The Audacity program should be installed first, and then the lame MP3 encoder. When you first run the Audacity program and you attempt to export your first MP3 file, you'll be asked for the location of the MP3 lame encoder plugin. So make sure you take a note of that during the installation. You'll see here that the operation of the program is relatively straightforward and very intuitive. Hit the record button once you've attached your microphone, your desk-based microphone or your headset microphone, and you can see here the waveform starting to appear on screen as I speak. Once you've finished recording your audio that you're going to send as feedback to your students, simply hit the stop button. The next step is to export the audio as an MP3 file. In our experience, we've found that 3.5 minutes worth of audio can be quite easily recorded and results in a file size which is small enough to be emailed to the students. However, you can play about with the preferences. So if you go to Edit and Preferences and then go to File Formats, under the MP3 Export Setup section you'll see something called bitrate. A very good quality bitrate is 64 kilobits per second. However, you can reduce this right down to 32. This reduces the overall sound quality of the file but makes it smaller in memory size, and therefore you can record more audio at this particular bitrate and still have a fairly good standard of quality which is output and then sent to the students. This is something you can experiment with and play about with so that you have a quality that is still good and yet records sufficient feedback to send to your students. Once you're happy with this, you can then export the MP3 file. So go to File, Export as MP3 file, choose a directory in your computer that you want to export the file to, and then hit Save. At this point you can add a title if you so wish, though this is not necessary. Click OK, and in a few seconds the MP3 file is generated. It then just remains for you to email this file to your students or to post it on a VLE or module website. In our experience, students have very much appreciated this type of feedback and have engaged with it very well. I hope you'll find this tutorial useful.